Yo, what's going on? What's going on, everyone? I'm just gonna go live. Before the game even ends, I turned the game off. LSU is currently being blew out at home to Texas A&M. What I got the game up on my computer, 42-18. It appears. Seems like LSU still hasn't scored again. That makes sense because LSU has only scored over versus a Power Five team. LSU has only scored over 20 points one time, and that seems to be no different here right now. Complete utter disappointment. That's the only thing that I can describe this LSU performance as, is just a disappointment. Um, right as I was turning the game off to come in here to do this live, the LSU student section was chanting "Fire Brian Kelly." You saw fans I think after Texas A&M scored that punt return, you saw fans getting up and heading for the exits. It's a complete embarrassment for Brian Kelly, and I think Scott Woodward might as well, on Monday, probably tonight. Lucky it's a home game because Brian Kelly and Scott Woodward better both pack up their offices and get ready to get the hell off campus because LSU is definitely going to fire Brian Kelly. The conversation is definitely going to happen. Um, Brian Kelly is definitely getting fired. There's no ifs and buts about it. This was a must-win game. This was a must-win game for LSU at home versus Texas A&M. I believe. Well, LSU's home record at home at night is excellent, and even under Brian Kelly, LSU at home at night is 20-1 under Brian Kelly. That's going to go down as 20-2 in embarrassing fashion. But I mean, I started not even to do anything. I started not to even get on here and do this live because it's embarrassing. I mean, there's nothing really more to say that the LSU fan base and this fans of college football in general that watch college football and watch LSU games haven't heard myself and haven't heard all of the college pundits say that LSU is in deep trouble. It's just it's embarrassing. Once again, I got some notes that I wrote down for the game. I stopped writing because there was just so much stuff to write that I just said, hey, fuck it. I'm not gonna write down anything else anymore. But let's just wow, Texas A&M just scored again. So now the score is 49-18. Texas A&M is gonna put 50 on LSU in Tiger Stadium at home. Unfucking believable. But so when the game started off, right? When the game started off, again, LSU took the ball first. Texas A&M gave them the ball first. Uh, it looked promising at first because LSU handed the ball off to Hollenberry. Hollenberry got the start. Hollenberry got the start tonight, and his first carry he broke it for 16 yards. LSU picked up a first down. After that, LSU went for a 3-and-out. Right as Texas A&M got the ball back in the first quarter, Marcel Reed torches LSU defense again. Once again, a lot of LSU fans are constantly say, "Oh, it's the offense, it's the offense, it's the offense." And at first, it appeared that yes, it was the offense that was, you know, the the sour spot on his team. And don't get me wrong, the offense is still the sour spot on his team because I believe the offense has more stars on that side of the ball than LSU defense has, right? But everybody was saying, "Oh no, 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 the offense can't maintain any drives, so that's why the defense is struggling." And I was telling people, I was like, "All right, man, we saw LSU give up some big plays early in the season. They was able to win those games, but we saw LSU give up some big scores on defense, and they got to tighten it up." And everyone was just saying, "No, no, 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 it was the offense, it was the offense." But okay, now this is the third mobile quarterback that has touched LSU defense. So Trinidad Chambers touched LSU defense, Dylan Pavia touched LSU defense, and now Marcel Reed is currently touching LSU defense. So that's three mobile quarterbacks who touched LSU defense so far this season. And so, hey, Blake Baker, I don't know. I'm going to say it. I don't think Blake Baker's the answer need that defensive coordinator, because it doesn't seem like he has prepared this LSU team after being torched by Trinidad Chambliss and Dylan Pavia. It's like he still hasn't prepared this LSU team to take on mobile quarterbacks. We saw Marcel Reed come into. We saw what Marcel Reed did LSU the last time they played. He torched LSU with his legs. They got film on the guy, and it's like they didn't even prepare. And so, you know, he's able to do whatever he wants to do to LSU with his legs, right? Um, then LSU was able to I think LSU for the most part had a pretty good first half. They was able to block a punt. They was able to get two interceptions, although you would like for them to have scored 7 on those turnovers. I felt pretty confident in LSU in that first half. They was able to drive downfield and get 3 before halftime. And I said to my buddy that I was texting, I said, hey, LSU should have got 7 there, but look, we'll take 3. But they got to be able to stop Texas A&M out of halftime, and that didn't happen. Texas A&M came out of halftime, went right downfield, scored on LSU. LSU get the ball back on offense, quick 3 and out. LSU punted to Texas A&M, and if you watch the game, you saw Texas A&M break the punt return for a touchdown. And in the Facebook group that I'm in, I wrote, "The dam has broken." And what I meant by that was that Texas A&M was about to pull away. You can see the defeat in the LSU players' eyes, right? You saw Brian Kelly. Brian Kelly had all of the coaches on the sideline, damn near. He was tearing all of the coaches' ass up. He had Blake Baker. He was tearing Blake Baker ass up. He was tearing the special teams coordinator up. Whoever's in Brian Kelly's face, that was a coach, he was tearing them up. And that's what you see. That's what you see from a coach that knows that he's cooked, and knows that he's on a hot seat and that he's about to be fired. That was not a coach that looked at like, okay, the team's just having a bad game, and we can bounce back next week. That was the look of a coach that know that he's getting fired. Texas A&M came out and just completely poured it on LSU in the second half. They scored 14 points in like under 7 minutes in the third quarter, and then they just poured it on. The box score right now in the first half, Texas A&M scored 14, LSU scored 7. In the second half, in the second quarter, LSU completely shut Texas A&M out. LSU scored 11 in the second quarter. Texas A&M scored 0, but in the third quarter, it's like Texas A&M's depth pulled away from LSU's depth, right? And Texas A&M scored 21. LSU didn't score any points in the third quarter. And in the fourth quarter, Texas A&M has scored 14 so far, and LSU has scored 0. I mean, outside of the first half, right? There's nothing else positive to say about this LSU team. Garrett Nussmeier's getting whooped, right? The offensive line is just not holding up. He's getting whooped. I don't know why LSU is not keeping a tight end in. Well, I take that back. They do have a tight end in on pretty much every passing play, even if the tight end is not going out for a route. But LSU tight ends are not big body tight ends. Both of LSU's primary tight ends are receiving tight ends. They don't have the body frame to hold up to Texas A&M's defensive ends and pass rush, so that's not helping. Maybe you can leave a running back. Maybe you can leave a running back in to help. But Texas A&M pass rush is they got a bunch of dogs on that team. So it probably doesn't matter what the hell LSU tries to do on that offensive line. They're probably still not gonna be able to hold up to that Texas A&M pass rush. Nussmeier's getting the shit knocked out of him. Dude's on the ground, just flayed out, like looking like the gingerbread man or something like that. Dude just laying out on the ground, just cooked, man. And defense getting carved up, offense not doing anything. Brian Kelly about to have an aneurysm on the sideline. It's all bad. Like I said, I turned the game off. And I fully expected this LSU team, to get whooped. I put in the group chat that I'm in. Let me see if I can find it for y'all. I put in the group chat that I'm in. I told the guys, guys are talking about you know, betting money or whatever on LSU, and I said I made a mistake, but I don't know if y'all seen that, but I said put your money on LSU, and then I said I meant A&M. LSU about to lose 2 straight. That's what I put. That's what I put. In the group chat that I'm in, and you can see my LSU flag. The little chain. I got about 4 or 5 LSU jerseys in the closet. I'm an LSU fan, but I like to pride myself on being a what I like to call a realist when it comes to football. My eyes tell me what I need to know, and I'm not a dummy. I played football. I've coached football. You don't have to play football. You don't have to play football in college or coach football in college to know what the hell's going on if you are a student of the game, if you pay attention and follow what's going on. And so there's 2 minutes left in the game. And the score is 49-18. LSU, I don't think LSU is going to score anymore tonight. And we just have to sit back and see what happens. But LSU is, after this blowout, LSU is not going to be ranked anymore. So they're going to be out of the top 25. And LSU better not take any bowl game, right? All you got to do is win 5 or 6 games. LSU is probably going to win 6 games. They're probably going to beat Western Kentucky to get to 6 wins. But LSU just needs to decline any bowl game that they get. If they get a bowl game, just decline it. Just decline it. Because this year was supposed to be the year that y'all was supposed to at least make it to the playoffs. So anything less than a playoff bowl game is utter disappointment for LSU. So whatever bowl game they get, don't take it. Don't take it at all. Whatever bowl game they try to get, don't take it. LSU needs to shut the season down and start practicing again for next season because they're cooked. And not only is LSU going to be looking for another athletic director because Scott Woodward needs to be fired, but they're also going to be looking for a new head coach. And another thing is get ready to see the transfer portal, right? You can expect to probably lose Cade Durham. Harlan Berry is probably going to leave. Trey'Dez Green is probably going to leave. A lot of these guys on LSU's offense that studs are going to leave. They're not going to be going to the NFL. They're going to be going to other teams. You're going to see them end up on teams like probably Texas A&M or Ohio or Alabama. But a lot of these players that's on LSU's offense are going to leave in the transfer portal. So that's going to happen. Corey Raymond's going to be gone. Blake Baker's going to be gone. All of these coaches are going to be gone because they're going to fire Brian Kelly. And those new coaches going to want to come in and bring in his own coaching staff. So like we talked about in the last episode, LSU currently sits at the number 1 ranked position recruiting wise in the whole country. LSU does, but with Brian Kelly, getting ready to get fired, a lot of those kids are going to decommit and go elsewhere. And a lot of players that's on LSU team right now that is not NFL eligible is going to transfer and go somewhere else because the coaches that they are there playing for, the Corey Raymonds, the Brad Davises, the Frank Wilsons, those guys are going to get fired along with Brian Kelly because that's his staff. And a lot of those kids are going to go ahead and, they're gonna strung up the deuces. So it's gonna be a very interesting next couple of hours, right? You're probably gonna hear something coming out of LSU tomorrow about the status of Brian Kelly. You don't get blowed out at home at a sold-out Death Valley Tiger Stadium. You don't get blowed out in a must-win game, embarrassed 49-18, and expect to keep your job, right? LSU. I actually talked to some LSU alumni. I talked to some LSU alumni, some alumni who actively give their money to this LSU team that give back to LSU, to the college. And they said that this person told me that they have the money to buy Brian Kelly out, and they're just probably waiting to see what LSU did in this game, how they performed in this game. And they have the money to fire Brian Kelly. Of course, LSU has the money to fire Brian Kelly. You would just like it. You would just like that it wouldn't. It's not $53.3 million to fire him, to tell him to walk away, because you still need money to hire the new head coach, and you still need money for that head coach to bring in his staff and all of that stuff. So you wish that it wasn't $53.3 million to fire Brian Kelly, but LSU has the money to buy Brian Kelly out. But yeah, this was a critical must-win game for LSU. SEC game at home at night, must-win game for LSU. And LSU did not even try to keep the game close. They decided to lay down and get destroyed, 49-18 in Death Valley at home. If y'all was watching that game before I turned it off in the fourth quarter, when it was the start of the fourth quarter, you saw Texas A&M's team go down to their student section and band, throwing up the fours, dancing, all of that stuff. And it was like a takeover, and hostile takeover of Tiger Stadium. You saw LSU fans heading for the exit. It's just a goddamn shame, man. It's a goddamn shame. But y'all let me know what y'all think. Leave y'all comments, in the comment section on this video, and y'all let me know what y'all think. Maybe y'all don't want to say anything. Maybe I'm pissed off. I'm mad, but I expected LSU to I expected this to happen to LSU. So although it seems that I'm maybe calm, I'm not calm at all. I thought LSU, like I said in the first half, I thought LSU was going to come out and have some fight, but LSU has zero fight. And right now it is LSU scored. It's 25-49. So LSU has scored versus a Power 5 team. I think this is LSU's only second or third time scoring over 20 points. So kudos. In slop time, LSU scored 25-49. Hopefully Texas A&M nails the ball. Let me refresh my screen. It's 59. It says it's like 59 seconds left. Hopefully Texas A&M nails the ball and have mercy on us. But yeah, y'all let me know what y'all think in the comment section below. I'll make a video tomorrow. I'll make a video tomorrow when I'm probably a little bit less pissed off and perturbed. I'll make a video tomorrow. But yeah, y'all let me know what y'all think in the comment section below. LSU loses 49-25 in a must-win game to Texas A&M in Death Valley. LSU appears, they're going to lose. It's like 50-something seconds left. LSU takes a blowout. So, yeah, y'all let me know in the comment section below. Until next time, I appreciate everyone who supported the channel, whether it's leaving a like, a comment, subscribing, what have you. I appreciate everyone that supported the channel. Well on my way to hitting 840 subscribers, may even get to 850 subscribers by, the middle of next week. Hopefully we can get to 1,000, but baby steps. But yeah, y'all let me know what y'all think about this pitiful performance by LSU in the comment section. All right. Until next time, I'm out.